na saloon. Na inside saloon you dey so.
Welcome to Sierra Leone.
I say welcome to Sierra Leone. Welcome. Welcome to Sierra Leone. Welcome.
Rakat ko din kong ting kong kong. Sabang pala, sabang pala. Na 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 na. I say Freetown, Freetown, oh Freetown, 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 oh Freetown. At any time, Greenwich Mean Time, you're invited to come to Freetown.
Welcome to Freetown, the capital of Sierra Leone, a beautiful country on the west coast of Africa. Sierra Leone has many things to offer and is waiting to be explored. Walking through the streets of Freetown into the heart of the city becomes a special experience. You'll soon find out that there's more to this place than first meets the eye.
Rain season, dry season, orange and mango season, dry season, rain season, dust and poto. Rain season, dry season, orange and mango season, dry season, rain season, dust and poto. Freetown East, Central, West.
For most visitors, the adventure starts in Freetown. The city was founded in 1787 as a base for suppression of the slave trade. In 1792, 1,200 freed slaves from Nova Scotia joined the original settlers, creating a permanent settlement. The city grew with further waves of freed slaves. Freetown is a busy, colorful place, and you can't help loving it, nor its beautiful people who are proud to show you their country.
Overlooking the House of Parliament, right across to State House, you can feel refreshing breeze over the city from the ocean, right to the mountain tops. At any time, Greenwich Mean Time, come to.
Sierra Leone is close to Europe, only a 6-hour flight away, and there are several flights per week, so getting there is easy. The best time to come for a visit is from November to February, when Europe is suffering from a cold, gray winter. As soon as you get off the plane, you will feel the warm air and smell the sea. There are many beautiful white sandy beaches just waiting for you.
Time when me heart been there, to you been too small.
Sierra Leone's beaches are spectacular in their number, beauty, and wilderness. With more than 50 kilometers of excellent beaches, each with its own unique attractions and feel, the choices are endless. It's up to you.
Anytime when me heart been there, so you been too small. I said now where you don't be, you too bad they thought me dead.
the beaches are along the Freetown Peninsula. It's also one of the few places in West Africa where mountains rise near the sea. These beaches are not overrun by tourists and made for those who enjoy peace and sun. Here you can have miles of white sand and palm trees, all to yourself. If you're able to pull yourself off the sand, catch a speedboat and visit some of the exotic islands along the coast, like the Banana Islands at the south of the Freetown Peninsula. Or join the local football team. As in many other places in Africa, football is very popular in Sierra Leone. Many people who come here easily spend their whole week at the beaches and do absolutely nothing, except to go for a swim. For swimming, the ocean is warm and safe. The waves at some beaches are also good enough to surf. If you want to be more active, deep sea fishing is popular here, as well as casting a line from the beach. If you don't feel like going out and getting your own fish, you can pick one out from one of the many local fishermen who bring in their catch every day. They provide the restaurants in and around Freetown with delicious fresh fish. In Sierra Leone, you can find many fantastic restaurants. Every town of any size has a choice of places to have a nice lunch or dinner, while Freetown has restaurants serving cuisine from around the world. When it comes to accommodation, there are many good possibilities. Freetown is full of well-equipped hotels, guest houses, and resorts. They have comfortable rooms, and most of them offer all the features you are looking for, including sea view and a dip in the pool. However, there is still much more to discover. Bunce Island, 15 kilometers east of Freetown. In the 17th and 18th centuries, Bunce Island played an important part in the early history of the country. It was a major slave trading post on the West African coast.
In terms of the long-term impact and in terms of the legacy of the transatlantic slave trade, Sierra Leone is perhaps the most important country in West Africa.
Today, you can see the ruins of the British-run fortress, where thousands of slaves stolen from upcountry were brought down and held in an open yard. Walking through the remnants of the walls and bastions, you can still see the slave quarters, storage rooms, and residential blocks. There are also tombstones marking the graves of some of the European slave traders. Many cannons still lie in their original positions, silent witnesses of the transporting of thousands of African men, women, and children to Europe and America. A chapter in Sierra Leone's history the people still remember.
Slave traders soon realized that people from this part of the world were very good rice planters. And so there was a high demand for Sierra Leonean slaves who were taken to places like Charleston in present-day South Carolina and the Sea Islands, where they helped to develop a rice culture in those places.
Today, most African Americans can trace their roots to the rice-growing hinterland of Sierra Leone. Particularly, the descendants of the so-called Gullah culture in the American states of Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina. The Gullah, originally slaves taken from Sierra Leone, developed a distinct culture like back home in Africa. Some Americans in Georgia even speak a language that closely resembles Mende, the language of Sierra Leone's largest ethnic group.
They are most welcome. Let them come. They have brothers and sisters here. This is their root. And you know, and no matter where you come from, as long as you're a black man, you are an African. And you are not only an African in this case, you are also a Sierra Leonean. So they are most welcome.
After the abolition of slavery at the end of the 18th century, a naval base was established in Sierra Leone to serve as a settlement for freed slaves. This place was called the Province of Freedom, which later became Freetown. By 1855, over 50,000 freed slaves had been settled there, and whose descendants became known as Creoles. They developed a specific culture and architecture. In Freetown, you see many good examples of Creole houses made of wood. Most date from the late 19th century. There is also the language,